the Pod Network Entertainment.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program are the speaker's own. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only. This program might include strong images or language and may not be suitable for all audiences. This podcast was mainly created for fun and entertainment, and because we're the only podcast that has a big enough bravado to talk about all these. Viewer discretion is advised.
I love this topic. It's only because like I wasn't the one that thought of it. Ingrid was the one that thought of it, and she was so. It's like I just irked her out. Just like when she said the topic, and I said, "Oh, like this." So I was like, she felt like defeated in a sense. So, you know how I'm a big wrestling fan. Right here is like, you know, as you see my belt over here, it's like it's just there. So I'm a big wrestling fan, and whenever wrestlers go inside the ring, there's always this entrance that like needs to play when they walk down. Like Ingrid's topic was, what's your theme song? But more importantly, when you walk down, it's like the ramp of anywhere, like if it's in a music video or a movie or a wrestling ring, or
you know how a main character gets introduced in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would be your theme song? And it has to be.
I
K-pop.
can go first.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go first. I was thinking of two. How you say songs. So the first one I thought of immediately, just like right there. I think "Ururong" by EXO Growl is like, you know, it's like just walking. So I thought of that, but I'm probably gonna lean towards that.
Okay.
The other one that I thought of was like, it's like "Ring Ding Dong."
You know what? I thought about that. I thought about that for you.
Yeah, it's like either one of those two.
It's
I'm
very
an SM
memeable.
guy.
To
Yeah,
be
very
honest,
It is,
like,
right?
That
Yeah.
if it's your entrance, it's very memeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
very
imagine it's like
fitting for
walking.
you.
Imagine just walking and then you go "Ring Ding Dong." It's like yeah, doing that. It's like kind of weird, but yeah, it's like I like those two. Let's go with Ingrid before we go to Mayee first.
Okay.
I had 4, but okay, I'm just gonna mention 3. So the first one I thought
Okay.
of was, just to be cutesy, I thought of SNSD O. Just because it has a very cute. Yeah. Yeah. And then the second one would probably be "I Am the Best" by 21.
Oh, look at you.
But it's not the final though. It's not the final one though. So see,
Okay.
Mayee and I, we see eye to eye.
Yes.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not my final choice. My final choice is to,
Wavelength.
give a little teaser for this episode would probably be Dala Dala.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really?
That elevator scene. Ding, 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 ding.
Actually, you know, yeah. Oh, nga.
That's pretty cute.
Right?
That's very
Mm-mm,
cute.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, it's like I was thinking it's like over "Wannabe" because like I think like "Wannabe" was kind of like the the "I Love Myself" anthem kind of thing where everyone's like just very much girl power, confidence, things like that. So I thought like you were gonna go somewhere like "Wannabe," but yeah, Dal Dala. It's like I,
like
didn't
the
really think
intro
of like
better for Dala Dala.
Yeah.
Especially with
Yeah.
the elevator ping. And a
Ding,
ding.
ding,
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 ding.
ding, ding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty good. Pretty
I
good.
love it. Mayee, how's it? Oh, right. So
Right. Wala na. The joke lang. I have a couple of options too, but
Okay.
what was the
I guess
others? Yeah.
I Am the Best is really the, if you think wrestling entrance, like
It
you
is the
Sure.
intro
it
song.
is
Yeah.
the
Mm-mm.
intro. Especially you're thinking girl group, girl crush, you want to be badass. There really is no choice but I Am the Best by 21.
Okay.
But other options, I was also thinking, also as a teaser for this episode, and me as an also a big fan. If I want to be like all mysterious, I can go for Mafia in the Morning.
Ooh.
It's like,
Oh man, yeah. Oh yeah.
I love
Tas-
that.
tapos
I love
smoke
that.
effect.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Naka-robe.
And then, like-
Naka-robe
and then,
and
like-
everything.
And then like a spotlight, a mysterious James Bondy type of spotlight.
Mm.
Wow, my production
Ah, you like the
talaga.
silhouette? Oh, I like
Yeah.
the silhouette.
I
Mukhang
love it.
production.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
you went
obviously
you
gave
went
this a lot of
you
thought.
went all out. Yeah, like you
Yeah.
went all out when it comes to like the introduction kind of like production thing.
Yeah, I'm
But, like,
thinking like music, lighting,
Wardrobe.
smoke effect, wardrobe, leather,
Fireworks.
obviously.
Leather. Leather.
I don't know
obviously.
why, but I could imagine like there would be staff like with walkie-talkies or like, oh, she's
Oh, no.
Pwede
who has
rin.
entered the...
Pwede
Yeah, it's like the
rin.
VIP, parang ganun. I love it.
Yeah. So there.
But it's like I'm gonna bank on that I am the best thing because like whenever you hear like
Yeah.
It's
Right?
so good.
it's just like oh my God, it's like oh here she comes,
It is
So-
hype.
Okay, I lost this round, everyone. It's like, yeah, I admit defeat.
So basically,
I mean, Riot to be
I am the best
Ring
really
Dong.
that
is.
bag.
Ring Ding
The
Dong is a
intro
good
song.
choice. I just
Ring
really
Ding
feel
Dong?
like it's a really good choice.
I think
So
that
it's-
fits
it's-
you more
It really does fit you, I feel like.
than Growl. I'm so sorry.
No, I don't even blame you guys. It's like,
Diba?
right? It's like I don't know. It maybe like it definitely does. But anyway, well, guys, welcome back to the Kingdom Podcast Season 5. This is Yuki. This is Ingrid. It's a DWI show. Bobby's not here, but like over here, one of my good friends. Can we say like we're friends? We are friends, right, Mayee?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pretty new, but at the same time, it's like she's just amazing. She is, she was a DJ, she's a podcaster, she's now a producer, and just a lot of things like when it comes to her daily life. So please welcome on the show. This is Mayee over here. Mayee.
Hello. Thank you for
Thanks for
having
being
me.
here.
Welcome
This is
to
like
the
a dream
show.
come true. I'm so
what
happy.
do you mean?
Because like I'm a yapper. Obviously, we're all yappers. We're podcast hosts, but I have a different podcast where we talk about movies, and I never get to insert K-pop references. Like very, very,
Whoa.
very few times I get to insert like K-pop references. The last one was Deadpool and Wolverine because they had Stray Kids in the soundtrack. I was so happy when I
Yep,
finally got
that's
to
right.
insert that. But now this is like, oh, it's all K-pop. Yes. So thank
Yep.
you guys.
Maybe we
So-
could insert ourselves in your podcast because we're kind of
Yeah.
we're also film
Yeah,
enthusiasts.
sure. Yeah, let's set that up.
Yeah, let's do it. It's like okay. So quick question, Mike. Before or not question, but like, can you plug your podcast for everyone that's tuned in here? It's like, where can we find it?
Yes, you can find it wherever you listen to your podcasts. It's called Sub-Auteurs. We like movies. So yeah, it's spelled sub and auteur. Instead of
yeah.
auteur, like the film pretentious film term. But you know that kind of thing. Yeah. So I have a couple of co-hosts with me and we talk about movies. We trash them sometimes. We rave about them. It's like three friends just talking about movies. And eventually
familiar.
maybe 5 later if you guys join us. And also or maybe
Like-
6 even.
Yeah, we'll never know,
we'd
right?
love
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like the podcast. We trash some people sometimes.
We do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, we
Just
exactly
K-pop.
the same thing. That's true. Well, speaking of K-pop, it's like we have something to talk about because Mayee here. I thought it was a great idea to get Mayee on the show, but not only that, it's like talk about one of the groups that she actually likes, and I was really surprised when I found out that she was a big Midzy. Kasi it's like, when was the last time we talked about ITZY, Ingrid, like as an episode? It's been a while, right?
It's been
Been a
quite
while.
I think
It's
it
like-
was
I
the
think
Cheshire era.
Yeah.
It's been quite
So-
a while.
Yeah, they were only talked in passing, what's currently happening with the group and whatnot, but we really didn't deep dive onto what ITZY is for us. And I think we can maybe start it off with talking about their comeback, which has not been released at the time this was recorded, just to preface everything, but teasers 1 and 2 have been released, and it's entitled Gold. first thing that comes to mind, guys, when you guys saw the teaser. Anything that you want to comment on that? Start with Mayee.
OT5! OT5! I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a year since they've been performing without Leah. And obviously Midzy's and even non-Midzy's would know that Leah took a year break for her mental health, which is good for her, putting yourself first. It's really in theme with the essence of ITZY, loving yourself. So it's something we all understood and gave her grace to do. And hopefully, we all wanted the best for her. But now she's back and looking so good and healthy and happy in the teasers with all 5 girls complete. I am just really happy. I'm just so happy they're all together again.
This was also kind of the reason, Ingrid, where it's like when we had that conversation. It's like, are you guys watching ITZY? It's like I know we had that conversation in passing at that time, where I said like, it just really pains me not to see them as 5.
It's not the same without Leah.
It's not. It really
as
isn't.
a 4, they did really well, but OT5 is just it's different.
In their own right too. So, it was a different sound. I would say is like compared to the ITZY that I'm, well, how you say, well known for. But it's like OT4 just had this different, edgier, punchy sound to them, which I thought was a very ballsy move. Not having your main vocal there, but still being able to do everything that a track can do for a group that doesn't have their main vocal present. So, and it's like Yeji and Chaeryeong just stepped up in that role, just like with flying colors. But they can only do so much. I would say as a fan. So I wasn't really expecting oh, this is gonna be better, obviously, because it won't. But at the same time, it had a different sound. It kind of it seemed to me like it was a different group at some point.
Yeah.
Which is not a negative thing. I want to say, but going back to the thing, Ingrid, when you saw the teasers, what was the first thing that you thought of?
I mean, again, I missed Leah so much. I really didn't care much. I was just happy that she's healthy now. But now that you asked me, I like that they still do the noise music.
Okay.
But I gotta admit, I was a bit confused with the concept because it was all over the place. I'm not sure if that was what they were trying to
go for.
Go for.
I get it.
But I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's a different sound from what they were doing before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. It's like when it comes to things like that too. It's like I guess we can't say the same thing for someone like Red Velvet, for instance, where their music videos really not always gonna be in concept, I guess, quote unquote. So we're expecting that of Red Velvet, and it's just maybe something different here. It's like when it comes to ITZY, because everything was basically on theme when it comes to music videos and the song. But we can't really judge it because as of recording, we haven't really listened to the whole song. But yeah, I'm gonna go with what Mayee said. It's I'm just really happy to see OT5 already there. It's very much present, and Leah looking like $1,000,000 already.
Yeah.
Even without seeing the music video. There was always that fear as a fan for me on where this will lead up as a group, on where they'll be going for the foreseeable future with Leah going on break. There was always that fear. I think there was even a conversation of myself, and I don't know if it was with you, Ingrid, or with some other person, where it's I fear that it's going to be OT4 moving forward. I feel I don't know if Leah's going to be okay, and that's very concerning for me at that time. Because it's she was going through her personal demons and whatnot. But I'm just so glad when I saw her in the was that a concert or was that a meet and greet?
I think it was one of their concerts.
Yeah.
A concert. When I saw her in the concert, I was so happy.
Yeah, it gave us so much hope for them.
Oh yeah, it's it just basically changed my whole mindset on where ITZY was going. She's there. she's healthy, she's happy, she's attending, she's in the public eye. You know, she got over the demons, like hopefully at 100% got over them, and yeah, just gave me so much hope that okay, we're gonna see OT5 in the future, and here we are. You know, it's just really cool to see. It gave us like maybe a 10-second look / hear on how the song's gonna go. Can we compare this like song to any other version of ITZY in the past, like 6 years?
I feel like the visuals, because the first teaser gave us quirky, right? They're like pausing, things falling down, them just like quietly looking at the camera, being all cute. It kind of reminded me of Cake a little bit. Like there's a little bit of a hint of quirkiness. But I don't know, sound-wise, for some reason, teaser 1 had rock, like electric guitars.
Yeah.
It was that's something we haven't really heard much from them, at least from the lead singles that they put out. Like maybe the B-sides from time to time, yes, but not really a single.
Yeah.
So that was like, ooh, interesting. And then teaser 2 came out, it had a little bit of a hip-hop sound. So it's like, wait, is this
That's
the same
true.
song? So that's where I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together, and like a little afraid of how it's gonna sound as a song together. But
Do you think they're gonna
Yeah.
pull something similar with
And mix.
I was
Yeah, I was
thinking
gonna
that too. Yeah, like because that's an N-mix thing, mixing genres. So I don't know. What
But
do
I
you guys
heard-
think?
I heard the producer that they're working with worked with Rihanna, with
Ooh.
Espa as well. So I think it's promising. I'm just happy they're back, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what everybody just feels, that okay, ITZY is back, Leah is back, and people are also actually excited. Like, yeah, Born to Be was great, that whole OT4 era, but now we're also getting, for the album that's releasing, they're gonna have OT5 versions of the songs from the last album. So
didn't know that.
that's what's exciting about it. It's like we get to hear the stuff that we heard previously from the 4, and then how's Leah gonna factor into this final version of the song? Like, yee!
I think it's gonna be super cool to have her sing the parts that are supposedly like for a solid vocal.
I want to
Not
hear
that
her sing
Yeji
the
and
Born
Chaeryeong.
to Be.
Yeah.
Imagine her.
How where were we at though? It's like it was like going just banking on what Ingrid said, where we think it might be kind of like this N-mix-esque formula. Where are we at with ITZY? Is there a fear for you guys, like especially you, Mayee, as as a Midzy? Is there a fear? It's like when it comes to the musical integrity of where ITZY is going towards.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, like, of course, this my disclaimer because natatakot ako sa fans. Natatakot
No
ako sa mga
filter
hardcore.
here.
But
No filter here.
I truly believe that you are allowed to have an opinion as a fan. There are gonna be songs that you like, there are gonna be songs that you don't like, and it's
Amen.
okay. You just accept them
Clap,
as a group.
clap.
You love them either way. Kahit meron silang eras na medyo, in your opinion, flop, di ba? I have been very afraid for ITZY since the sneakers era because the hate train was insane. My gosh, like the hate for ITZY at the time. Grabe yung sneakers era.
Ingrid, I love the
nakaka-trauma
fact.
siya.
I love the fact that we're so in line with
We're
even
so-
the era.
Yeah, we're so aligned with Mayee. See, I told you she was gonna have the same thoughts as us. Like coming
Yeah.
into the recording, we were a bit afraid that we're not sure how we were gonna approach it. But yeah, I'm sure she has the same thoughts as us.
Yeah, we are aligned there. Nakakatakot talaga yung sneakers because after sneakers, they never really quote-unquote recovered in the public eye, I guess. But parang in our hearts, oo naman, we still love them. But, the follow-up, oh my God, sorry, boys like you.
We call it love story.
We call it
by
love
the way.
story.
Boys like you. Cause like, yun pa yung follow-up after sneakers. Parang, guys, anong nangyayari? Bakit ganon? Like, parang you're disappointing the K-pop fans, and at the same time, parang, please don't go after the Swifties too. Like, people hate you enough, not the
Right.
Swifties.
I have a
Oh, not the
question though.
Swifties.
I have a question for
You're-
Mayee.
Yes.
Well, because the teasers that they released, it was a lot edgier and a bit more dark with the Checkmate
Yeah.
teaser. And then they came out with a sneaker song. Were
I
you
hated that.
deceived?
I hated
Did
that.
you feel deceived?
I was so upset.
Yeah.
I was so upset because the concept, the teasers were very like classy, very like okay, queens and suits and impeccable styling, and then sneakers came out with also the concept art that's very Y2K,
Very
you
different.
know, artista notebook 90s type of vibe. But
Jolina Magdangal type.
'di ba? Ganun siya. So parang anong nangyari, guys? Bakit ganun yung lumabas na teasers nung una?
Yeah, we
I
thought
don't
we were
know,
gonna
it's
get
me.
a very elegant concept from them. Like a more
And-
mature concept from them.
And that's where I was hoping they were headed, because after, you've matured as an artist and as people, you've grown up, you've gone through the Dala Dala, the IC, the Wannabe, and then you were already getting hits like Mafia in the Morning, you're already
Not
getting
Shy.
Loco, Not Shy, diba? That are a little bit more mature. Tapos biglang, put my sneakers on. Guys, anong nangyari? Ba't tayo nagre-regress?
We got our short right there.
I know, right?
Diba? So parang it felt like a step back. I mean, if you do look at it, sneakers eventually grew on me because it felt like it was something that it's like Red Velvet's Zimzalabim. Like at first it didn't make
Yeah.
sense, but then when you're in the concert and everybody singing along is fun. It's fun. It's super fun, diba? Like party.
It's a grower.
So
It's a grower.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it did grow on me. Pero sorry, yung Boys Like You hindi talaga auto skip. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's fine. We
Yeah,
agree
it
with
wasn't.
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
100%.
yeah. So yeah,
It's not in any of our
anyway,
playlists.
Yeah, so going back, that's where the
I-
trauma
I would-
started.
I dare say that people. Oh, sorry about that. It's like I would dare say that people that have Boys Like You and defend it say that it's a great song. I feel like they're
Guys.
lying to themselves.
They're delusional, sort of.
No.
I'm sorry. Is that a hot take? I'm sorry.
No, it's not. No, not at all. Like I don't think so. Mayee, do you have a lot of Midzy friends? Like, do they like Boys Like You?
Parang, ito yung malungkot, cause I had like a bunch of, my backstory, there's really trauma, guys. I was really happy that maybe after the Loco era, after more people were discovering Not Shy and Wannabe, I had so many more people to talk to about ITZY and fangirl with. Because they were all raving about how good they sound, how fun the songs are, how talented they are. And then sneakers came. And everything after. So parang pakonti na yung Midzy friends ko. Parang, guys, nasan na kayo? Di ako makapag-fangirl kahit masaya na naman ako sa Cheshire. Masaya na naman ako sa Born to Be. Parang wala na akong makausap. Yun lang. So parang sad. I only have like a select few like hardcore Midzy friends who stuck through, and especially since Leah took a hiatus. Parang people just dropped off after that, which made me a little sad.
I think this goes with like as a fan, just to point out what you said there, Mayee. It's like I think it's difficult now to go to go all out, to go ham towards ITZY as a group nowadays. Because like the gen pop, general population is kind of focused now on maybe some other groups that have debuted or have like also bangers of a song. And this is not at all like I just wanted to point this out. This is not at all ITZY's fault. Like they're
No,
not
no,
at
no.
fault at this. It's like I feel like it's a management thing because management kind of sucks like towards ITZY. It's like I would say for the past 2 years now. It's just really bad. There were at points like people that were sending trucks, like protest trucks, dun sa JYP building kasi they felt like ITZY was, it's like horribly managed. And that's not a hot take at all. Like they were. It's like it was there's this thing called Division 2. I don't know. It's like I might go a bit deep here, but
Yeah.
there's this thing called Division 2 in JYP where they manage how you say ITZY, and it's just like just a stark difference when it comes to how they manage Stray Kids twice.
Yep, twice. Yeah.
It's like even NMIX nowadays. When NMIX is like, they've gone through a slump. Like one of the worst debut tracks of all time, I would say. And people yet, it's like, figured out that, oh my God, look at this group. They're amazing. And I was one of those people. Like I was one of those people that weren't a believer of NMIX. And now, and you can ask Ingrid, all I can talk about is like, check this out. Check out Lily, check out Haewon, check out Soyeon. Any one of those members, they are equally fantastic. And it just shows now, especially in their song choices and, in the albums and how they're promoted. And it's just so different. It's like people have shows. They appear on shows. They appear on they appear on other songs and things like that. Like what does ITZY have? They only have behind the scenes stuff. We don't need that. It's like we want them on shows. You should give them shows.
Yeah.
Because it's just like their personalities are so like fantastic to watch and see and flourish, And I would say like it's just different right now with all of the competition in the girl group scene. You have groups like freaking Islet who just debuted with such a banger of a song. And everyone's singing it. You gotta have something like that. And how it's being marketed, being managed, it's just so stark. It's so disappointing.
True.
And that's why I don't think people can go all out anymore.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Ingrid, how about you? Oh, sorry, Mayee.
No,
yeah,
no.
go for it,
was
Mayee.
just,
Yep.
I was just agreeing. It's like, at first I was like, oh, JYP, you're wasting their potential so much. But then I also realized how Div 2 is also a big factor with how they're not being promoted. So yeah, I'm just agreeing. So, yeah.
Yeah, Div 2 sucks. I don't know. But anyway, it's like, Ingrid, any thoughts there?
Same. I agree with you. It's really just JYP. I'm not sure what happened, but ever since the sneakers era, everything just went downhill from there. And I think JYP, he does have the tendency to kind of feel, like they're not really giving us any numbers anymore. So let me just focus on Stray Kids or whatever group is giving us numbers. And I hate that. Because they're such talented members, like they're such talented idols, and they ruled 4th gen for such a long time. And the fact that this is happening to them, I am a Midzy fan, but I'm not as hardcore. But then I could still feel the disappointment, and it's just such a waste. But yeah.
You remember that term monster rookies?
Yeah, that was them.
It was popularized by ITZY. Monster rookies. When they did Dala Dala, everyone was like all eyes on them. And it was such a great stride too. They came out with Dala Dala, Icy, Wannabe, Not Shy. Freaking amazing. Like, there was a time, that was the pandemic too, because they debuted back in 2019. Where I was, talking to my fiance when we were waiting for Wannabe and Not Shy because we watched the premiere of that on YouTube, and we were waiting on that in the using the TV, and for that time I kept on thinking, shit, eto na kaya yun? Is this gonna be the song na parang will cut their momentum? And it didn't cut their momentum. It just like went on, and their songs were fantastic. I thought they were booked quite well at that time, I would say. Speaking of booking, since we're there already, so I wanted to do this in a parallel universe. If we can book ITZY, it's like when it comes to how they're produced. Here's my question, and I'm pretty sure this was probably unanimous here. What should have been skipped as an era?
Well,
wait, okay, here's my question, because we all know the answer to that. Here's my question. If that were skipped, would it be very different now?
Yeah. Would they have still gone to the... Yeah.
Is Boys Like Girls a sneakers era
It is.
song?
I lump them together kasi magkasunod sila eh. And it's because it's an English release, so technically hindi siya yung parang main single because the main single was
Okay.
Sneakers, right? So it was just an English release.
Uh,
I'm just giving them less reason to like think it's another flop era.
it's like, okay, so if we skip that, would it have been different when it comes to their trajectory? Kasi what was the song prior to Sneakers? Cake?
No,
Loco.
that was after Loco.
Oh, that was
Loco.
after. Oh yeah, man, Loco
Yeah,
was
I feel
great.
like if
Um,
they went straight to Cheshire,
It would be better.
it would have been better.
Yes,
I like
because
Cake,
Sure.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been better if Cheshire
Because
was the next song.
I feel like if it went straight to Cheshire, it wouldn't have been like upwards momentum. It's like parang okay, this is chill. So at least it's chill as opposed to really bad because parang after Sneakers, it was just so hard to recover with how hated that song was.
Yeah. Ingrid, it's like anything here like when it comes to I'm trying to open up like a different topic because we're kind of unanimous here, but to start with, at this point in their career, so they're what 2019, so ilang taon na sila ngayon? 5 years already, right? So in their 5th year, and we're looking always at like 7 years of being like in one contract, right? So with like hopefully with 2 years left in their contract or less than 2 years left in their contract, is it time to go solo? Not as a like disbanda, but it's like, is it time for like a gradual solo activity for each of the members?
I think they kind of started doing that. I'm not sure. I think Yuna has a solo song that she released. But I would love for them to still, do group activities because that's what we've been craving so much for them. Like we've been in a drought for such a long time for OT5. So I guess those 2 years, I would still like them to do more group activities than go solo because we just got them back. And
I hear you. Yeah.
and splitting them up, doing other activities, which JYP, let's just be honest here, isn't really doing such a great job managing them. So yeah, I would just like for them to stay in a group.
Until the 7th year.
Yeah.
And then let's see where that takes us. I think that's a good take. How about you, Mayee? Would you like a solo within the 7-year contract?
I completely agree with Ingrid. It's just that we wanted them to recover after sorry, blah blah blah, blah English. Anyway, I completely agree with Ingrid because it is exactly what we've been looking for, just 5 of them all together. And I think we kind of got a taste of their solos anyway from the OT4 album. And what's great about that move, I feel like, was even despite not having Leah on the group songs, they each had a solo on that album, which gives you a little taste of how they are as artists individually. But I think they just need to either strengthen their chemistry again, and I'm sure it's gonna be cool. Like they're really really good friends, so it's not gonna be that much of a task. But I think it's more of people need to warm up to them again as a group before they go solo, because there already so happen to be this hiatus for Leah. So it's just like, okay, just use this time to rest, recover, and then go on as a group again, strengthen that again, and try to get back on that trajectory. I think that's what I want to go. That's where I want to see them first, as opposed to the solos. Because ako, kung kunyari, there are solo stands out there, and then we all have our biases. We already got that taste from the Born to Be album, where they all had their respective solos, and even Leah had her beautiful solo in that song. So I think
hear
that's enough for the craving to hear them individually, but they go group activities. Let's go. Let's see the amazing choreo. Let's see the usual amazing performances. That's what we want to see.
And they were
Aside
definitely
from-
known for that. Yeah.
Aside from the group activities, I just want them to guest a lot more in variety shows.
Yes.
I know they do a lot of their own stuff on their channels, like behind the scenes and everything like that, but I would love to see them in let's say I want to
Running Man.
see I want to see like maybe another member from ITZY, because Chaeryeong Chaeryeong guested in Lee Young-ji's show. I'm not
I
sure what you call
love
it.
that.
I love that episode
Oh, yeah,
so
like the
much.
drinking song. Yeah.
Episode.
Yeah, I want to see Yeji like guest in that show.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I'm so biased. I hate it. It's like
I mean,
I've
who
seen
knows?
Chaeryeong already.
They might do it because they're gonna have a comeback, right? So for them to promote their song, they might do it.
Can I
hope
just
so.
say? Can I just say? It's like when you said Yeji, immediately my hand beneath me just went like this. Oh. When you said it's like I want to see Yeji. It's like whoop. It's like why?
Wait, hold on. We haven't asked the mandatory question yet. What?
Oh right.
Who is your
Yeah,
bias?
I know the answer to this. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is such a difficult question, especially if you are OT5 talaga.
No,
and you
it's
love each
not.
one. Hindi. Kasi hindi, ito yung mahirap for me. Like, there will be phases where you have a bias and then mag-shift siya to someone else.
Yeah.
And then it'll be someone else.
Guilty.
So,
We hear
Like,
you.
give-
We hear you.
diba? So, given different points in time, you will have a different bias. So, I started out Ryujin. A lot of people started out
Okay.
Ryujin, obviously, because girl
Makes
crush.
sense. Mhm.
She's so charismatic and pretty poggy, you know?
Yes.
So,
Poganda.
Pretty pogi.
yeah,
Poganda.
poganda.
Mm.
Exactly. So that's what hooked me in. And then eventually it started becoming Yeji because she's so talented. She can sing, she can dance, she can kind of rap also. So, alam mo yun, parang, oh my God, what an ace. What an ace. Like, my
JYP's
goodness.
secret weapon.
Exactly.
She is definitely yeah.
Yeah, but recently, it's been Chaeryeong talaga.
Oh.
Because of her guesting, especially with Youngji, and I've seen how much she's been growing in as an artist, as a dancer, as a confident performer. Like, the more confident Chaeryeong gets, the more in love I'm becoming.
Yeah.
With
I love
her.
that she's so active on TikTok too.
Yeah. And kasi before, I could also notice na parang when they were starting out, maybe nung mga, anong era to? Mga ITZY era or Dala-Dala. Parang she
quite
wasn't
timid
as...
pa.
Yeah, exactly. So she wasn't as confident. Her stage presence wasn't there yet. But then seeing her grow, parang I feel so proud. I feel so proud of her.
I know,
You're
especially
so
because like she came from 16, so we've literally we've seen her like grow.
Grow up.
Yes. So I guess fast answer right now, it's Chaeryeong.
Okay, Yuki also loves that answer because you're a hardcore Yeji stan, but recently Chaeryeong has been catching his eye, and I can't really, I can't disagree with you guys because her hair right now isn't she like
Oh my
platinum blonde
goodness.
right now?
Yuki and I
looks
had
so
this
good.
entire conversation about blonde Chaeryeong.
She looks so good.
It's like our messenger is just filled with like it's like Instagram links of like, oh look, she posted. It's so funny. But
Yeah.
I mean I was so I think I've rotated a whole lot. Like when it comes to biases, I started as a Yuna bias at when they got introduced to me because I got introduced with ITZY. So
That
yeah,
was her
I
era.
I knew of Dala Dala, pero Yuna, it's like there's not a lot of god tier idols per era in K-pop. I felt like ITZY Yuna was god tier. She
Oh,
was
I
untouchable.
agree.
It's like no one was like more stunning than she was at that time.
We can all agree.
And I'm not saying that
that move
Yeah.
that she did.
The
Oh.
neck break.
Yeah, the neck break.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. So ITZY Yuna was just god tier for me. She was like omnipresent. Like, it's like when it comes to ITZY. And then I went to like Eugene, which was my my real bias at that time. She was my bias until I think it was Cheshire, I think. And then here comes Chaeryeong, where I always say here on the podcast that like maturity when it comes to K-pop is saying that Chaeryeong is your bias in
Yes.
ITZY. And then Leah, it's like obviously it's like Ingrid knows I stan vocalist,
Vocals.
so Leah is like just has this special place in my heart. There were times that I was raving over her, but then here comes Yeji, who's currently my bias wrecker. I would still say that Chaeryeong maybe is my bias. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. Pero it's like Cheryong and Yeji right now.
I mean, you
are
could
just
say
like,
that Yeji started it for you.
yeah, she kind of did. She was such an ace too, and because I go so ham on talent. Not that any other member isn't talented, because
Yeah.
obviously they all are. But Yeji is just like, like what you said, Mayee. She's an ace. She's she's the secret weapon. So that's just definitely something that I lean towards in a group, and that's been very much consistent in any group that I stand. It's like I always go for talent. So I don't know, man. I'm so looking forward to this comeback. We have, at the time of recording, we have 4 days left until the comeback happens. Final thoughts, ladies. Like Ingrid, how say you?
Okay.
Are you watching this comeback though?
I'm gonna repeat that again, but I'm just glad Leah's back. That she looks healthy. I'm hoping, and I hope it's promising, because the producer that they have right now worked with a lot of groups with
Successful
successful
groups.
songs.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just glad that we have them all together.
So you're not putting them into like a pedestal or a platform. You're just looking forward to whatever comes out of it.
I'd like to think of this comeback for them as a rebirth, somewhat. So I'm giving them the allowance.
Renaissance.
A renaissance. So I'm giving them this allowance to just settle and see from there.
I hear you. Mai?
I think we generally all agree naman that we're just happy that Leah's back. So let's just give them grace to enjoy being a group again. And parang bonus na lang if the song is really good. And I really hope it is.
I hear
Especially if you just wish
Okay.
for the success of this group. You just want them to succeed, so you want the song to be good. But that stems from loving these 5 girls so much and just wanting the best for them. Not just in terms of monetary or fame, that type of success, but you also want them to be happy together as a group. And I feel like it's going there. Like I completely agree with Ingrid that it's gonna be a rebirth, because I remember hearing in one of like the content they recently put out na nandun na rin si Leah in their channel, this cute little series where they were just in a house together. They had this very heart to heart conversation where they were like, they're very happy that Leah's back, and it felt like it was, and non-verbatim so parang ang pagkakaintindi ko from that conversation was that they felt like it was ITZY starting fresh again. It's like things that they felt, that excitement they felt when they were debuting, they felt it again now that Leah's back. So that's a good re-energizing thing for them. So maybe throughout all those years na they put out such good songs, they had such great momentum, and see it suddenly crash down, that must have been very hard for them as artists. So just for them to have that fire, that spark again, will just be the cherry on top of like a great comeback with Leah again.
Yeah, and the aunties can't really say anything else.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
mean-
just gonna
I mean-
be better for them moving forward.
Mhm. Fuck the aunties. I mean, we're not there.
I
They just
know!
wanna. It's like sometimes you can't do anything right for the aunties anymore. Kung auntie na talaga, you can't change their mind. But yung pinaka-important is masaya yung group and the fans are happy, and everybody's just living their life. Let's just let people live and just make music.
Yeah, and let's just hope that JYP doesn't fuck this up this time. Please.
Yeah.
That
I
ajushi.
I think I wanna end that with Mayee, because like that was so gracefully worded. It's like I
know.
was just really impressed on how you said that. Kasi if I add something there, it might just be something comical when I say that anything above sneakers is a win for me.
Low bar. There is a very low
So, yeah.
expectation bar. But no, I agree. That's completely valid, Yuki. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's for their success, It's like,
Yeah.
anything above sneakers. Like, not the performance, like the song choice. If it's
Yeah.
something that, like, when it comes to Gen Pop, because, like, we're trying to break that ceiling where they're currently at. Because, like, it is what it is. There is a ceiling for ITZY currently that everyone thought at one point were, just beneath them. And then Sneakers and then, Love Story happened. And it's just like, it's just really horrible to think where ITZY had gone. Because it's like, it's a management thing. Song choices were a thing. So anything right now that is above that era is a win for me. But again, I'm just so happy, and we're all so happy that Leah's back, and we are so looking forward to hearing that voice again. It's just so different. It's so stark. OT4 was it was great. It was a great side chapter to what ITZY is really.
It was a side quest.
It was a great side quest to the main quest, which is just like OT5 being happy, producing songs, creating great memories and things like that. So let's leave it at that. I wanted to be comical. We love you, Leah. Oh my gosh, we're so happy you're back. That's the show. Again, Mayee, thank you so much for appearing here on the pod. Where can we find you? Again, one more time for the viewers.
First of all, thanks for having me, guys. I enjoyed this conversation so much, and thank you for. I'm just sorry. I'm just generally thankful for people who are not afraid to admit that their faves have bad songs.
You're in the right place, Mayee. Don't worry.
You're in the right
Diba?
place.
Kasi
Yep.
people would say, you didn't like that song and di ka talaga fan. Parang, di naman sa ganon. I mean, we're human. We have opinions. So, I appreciate the discourse you guys encourage for the entire K-pop community. So, that's awesome. So, yeah. Going back, where can they find me? You can again find me on the Sabatours podcast where I talk about movies, and hopefully we'll see you guys there too. We'll plan something. We'll see what we can talk about. But yes, we have the Sabatours podcast. It's a movie podcast. You can find it wherever you find your podcasts. And I'm on Instagram at MJFozy. That's MJFOZ.
Friggin' A. Good stuff. Well, that's the show. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again for the next episode. Peace, guys.
Yay!
Bye.
The Kingdom Podcast is brought to you by the Kingdom Podcast creative team. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at the Kingdom Pod PH. Thanks for listening to the show, and see you next time.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.